Hello, everyone. Recently, both at global level and country level, Heidrick released our survey of the board-related topics. And today, we are very pleased to invite Jason Wang, who is currently the CFO and the CEO office member and executive director of H&H Group. He will be sharing with us about his insight regarding to his observation of those critical topics that be worth of attention for all the boards. So Jason, nice to meet you here. And thank you so much for taking time to do the session with us.
Thanks, Grace, for your introduction. I'm glad to talk with you today.
For every board, usually strategy is a very important topic. And in light of the complicated and uncertain landscape of year 2024, what do you think is the most critical thing that is very much worth of the attention from every board?
Other than the regular business operation and strategic management topics looked after by the board, this year I see there are two special areas of focus. The first is regarding the risk management. As you know, now we are facing various geopolitical tensions. We're also facing the capital market risks related to the expected delay of Fed rate cut and also the fluctuation of currency movements in many markets. So how we can operate in a very effective way in those markets so as to minimize the business, financial, regulatory, and legal risks. This should be a really key focus for the board. And secondly, is related to the cutting-edge technology development. The consumers' preferences have developed very quickly in all the markets where we are operating. And there is a growing demand for cutting-edge technologies and innovative product solutions. So therefore, for the board, we need to keep abreast of this latest consumer preference trend and also understand very well where the cutting-edge technologies and product innovation solutions can be available for our consumers' needs. So these are the two critical factors for us to operate in a very effective way in 2024, so as to continue to be a market leader in the segment where we are operating.
When you talk about risk management, and usually it also is correlated to what we call the corporate governance. And we know that to cope with all the kind of market opportunities and challenges, actually H&H Group has adopted something very unique in terms of like the corporate governance regarding to the rotating CEO kind of system. Could you share with us what is the background, what is the consideration of adopt such kind of unique governance?
This is a very innovative structure adopted by H&H Group. And so far, we are the only company listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, which has adopted this corporate governance structure. Basically, our board delegated the authority of CEO to the CEO office, which performs the daily duties of a regular CEO. Within this CEO office, we have 4 members. 3 are the permanent members and 1 is rotating member. Among the 3 permanent members who are the chairman of the board, the CFO and the COO, which is taken by me. And then the third is the CPO, the Chief People Officer. Then the 4th member, who is the rotating member, is the regional CEO, which will rotate into the CEO office for a term of 9 months each. So in this way, we can make sure at the group level, we have a centralized control of the group's people, finance, and also assets. While with the rotating CEO from the region, then we can make sure there's also a regional representative which can help to link the regional interest with the group priorities. We see this is a kind of a model which matches very well with the H&H business model. As you know, we are operating in 4 continents and 16 markets around the world. We need to make sure there is centralized control to protect companies' interest, to set the strategic direction, while we also allow the certain autonomy and flexibility to the regions to drive the local sales, marketing, as well as new product development activities to quickly capture the local consumer demand. So far, we can see this model has worked out quite well to match the needs from both the group side and the regional side.
From your perspective, when we look at from the board regarding to the risk management, what are those key perspectives that the board need to screen, saying how to manage the risk in a more forward-looking way? You mentioned about the cutting-edge technology. I think everyone remember last year the fierce conflicts debate between the senior executives and the board of the OpenAI. And people are discussing, saying now, although those kind of dramatic things just took place with the technology company, but many people believe that is a kind of implication to those conventional industries, including consumer industries as well.
For the board, when we talk about the cutting edge technologies going forward, we can look at 2 areas. One is related to our own products. We need to understand what is the future trend of the consumers' preferences and demand. For example, like say in the China market, after the COVID, the consumers' awareness of health products is becoming higher and higher, and they demand a more effective with a higher efficacy to meet their needs. This is why 1.5 years ago, we developed a new product range in China, which is called Swiss Plus. Actually, this is a focus on even the cellular level health of the body. So this is why it's really a kind of one step further to increase the overall efficacy of the health supplements we can bring to the consumers. And on the other hand, when we talk about the cutting edge technologies, also related to how we operate our own operation, so that then when the board is looking at the future direction, they look at not only just the products we are going to develop, but also how we operate our operation from supply chain management, the financial management, the IT management, in all those fronts. One important development we made last year is to roll out this AI nutritionist, so that this AI tool can help us reach out to the consumers to answer their questions about our products, to address their health concerns. And this can be very effective for us to reach out to the consumers to get them engaged. And also on the financial management side, today, over 90% of the VAT invoices issued in China actually invoiced or operated by our financial AI robots. So this is the kind of a robotic kind of solution we have put in place to significantly improve the efficiency of our overall work process. Therefore, for the board, yes, we need to look at both the from outside, what is the new emerging consumer demand trend, and then the products and solutions available to meet those trends. And then at the same time, also internally, what are the technologies and the new ways of working and the systems available for us to improve the overall work efficiency?
I'm very interested in knowing, you mentioned about product innovation. That is actually agreed by all those senior executives on the board level when they answer our survey, saying they have observed more and more investment into the product innovation R&D and from each industries. From your business, what do you think are the major things that require such kind of efforts, continuous investment into the product innovation and R&D?
Actually, we just announced in our 2023 annual results. H&H already increased the investment in the R&D quite significantly during the last year in order to develop more innovative product solutions. And meanwhile, we are also partnering with our key suppliers so that we can leverage their resources in the industry to capture the new development trends. For this kind of efforts, we see it is quite necessary to pursue going forward, mainly due to three reasons. The first is the consumer preference and the demand really changed quite a lot year over year and also in almost all the markets we operate in. In particular, after COVID, we can see the consumers' demand for not only just to say the immunity-related products, but also in other categories like beauty, bone health, mental health, and also even like say eye health. And all these areas we have seen very strong demand. This is quite critical for us to capture that growing need from the consumers. And secondly, this is quite critical given that our own industry, we also see many new technologies emerging to support the overall growth of the business. We can see, as I just mentioned, about our Swiss Plus range. And also in the other markets, last year, we have seen the very fast development of, for example, the gummy range in our VHMS segment. This product's development has seen the very effective result on people's health. So we need to really broaden our scope and horizon to see what kind of new products or new formats can be available to drive consumer need. And thirdly, also we now see there are many new ways of developing our business. For example, now not only we rely on the offline or the traditional online e-commerce channels, we also see a lot of new traffic going to social e-commerce platforms. So this is also actually now with the omni-channel development for our segment, then we need to have the right products fitting with each different channel dynamics. This then can help us to really attract the consumers from those channels very effectively. So these are the kind of the three reasons for us to keep putting critical financial and people resources into the new product development going forward.
You tapped on something that more and more companies are looking into. So instead of only doing those innovation as R&D by themselves, they're actually more and more leveraging the ecosystem, just like you mentioned about external partnerships. And when we look at ecosystem, there is something very important that comes into our attention is about supply chain, because supply chain is what we call the connection with every dots of the business and also internal and external, not to mention about the evolving landscape of the network system of supply chain. Could you share with us, what do you think about the importance or the implication of the topic of supply chain at the board level?
Regarding the supply chain management, at the board, we look into two areas. One is regarding the opportunities we can capture through the partnership with our suppliers. These days, those suppliers, they are not only just say the contract manufacturers or the product manufacturers for us, they can also play the role for product development for us. Actually, I just came back from a business trip to Singapore, where we met a strategic partner who has developed many innovative solutions for us in various product formats. These are kind of, say, the opportunities we need to understand and need to really form a long-term strategic partner, and then probably also require certain kind of joint investment together to develop those new solutions very quickly. On the other hand, the board also needs to understand and closely monitor the risks of supply chain management. As you know, probably these days, there are two major risks related to the overall global supply chain management. One is the still ongoing inflation pressure. And the second is the geopolitical tensions in various parts of the world. As a result, this has put quite high pressure on our overall sourcing cost and supply chain management efficiency. Over the years, we have developed various ways to cope with that. So for example, for the inflation, we have developed a group purchasing mechanism to lock in the sourcing of certain core ingredients well ahead of the usage time so that we can lock in a favorable price in advance. And then second, when we do see the geopolitical tension, which may affect the overall cross-continent or cross-region supply chain, then we have to quickly find out alternative ways of transportation. So for example, when the Suez Canal was blocked and when the war between Russia and Ukraine just started, we quickly switched part of the sea transportation to the cargo train transportation in order to make sure that our overall supply chain will run smoothly without any material disruption. Therefore, these are the two key areas for the board to look into, both the opportunity side and the risk management side.
Several times now we tapped on risk management. Apparently, this is a very hot topic on the board level. And during our survey, both at the global level and at the country level, we found that sustainability and risk management are definitely those areas senior executives on the board level recommend those boards to pay more attention. I know that H&H Group has done significant work on sustainability and also risk management. And in particular, I have heard the great achievements that H&H Group has made regarding to be well recognized regarding to the sustainability efforts. Could you share with us more?
Sustainability, or ESG overall, is a very important part of the overall our group's focuses and development areas. So you are very right. Actually, we indeed have made quite good progress. Not only at the board level, we have an ESG committee, but also at each operation level, we have put sustainability as actually part of the overall incentive scheme for the management team members. We are very proud, actually, just recently, our ESG rating, rated by the MSCI, just got upgraded from single A to double A. So this double A MSCI ESG rating is already the best in class in our industry around the world. So we are very proud with this achievement. To us, we see how we can achieve this great progress is that on one hand, indeed the board has placed significant efforts and emphasis in this ESG initiatives. On the other hand, now during the daily operation, we also put ESG at the heart of everyone's work. So for example, for our supply chain management, as we just discussed, we look into the overall supply chain to develop a concept called COSI, C-O-S-I, cost out, sustainability in. We see this is a very powerful approach to the whole organization to look into say, well, by changing certain product formula, by upgrading certain packaging materials, by using the more sustainable materials, then we can not only say reduce the cost of our product development, production, and transportation, but also we can increase our sustainability contribution in the whole supply chain. And another example is when we were arranging with our syndicated loan with 20 plus banks around the world 2 years ago, we made this loan a sustainability linked loan, SLL, which can also help the company benefit from the interest rate saving by having the sustainability matrix in this new loan. And at the same time, also it can put the discipline into the team that say we need to hit those targets so as to also achieve the financial cost saving. So you can see, right, the sustainability itself is not just a standalone effort or exercise. Actually, it's embedded in the various parts of the daily operation which we are carrying out. And it can bring a significant benefits to the company, not only just related to make the whole planet better or make the whole society better, but also can make the whole company's well-being and also the financial strength better and stronger.
From what you introduced just now, we heard a lot of needs and requirements at the board level. What we should take into consideration regarding to how to build a diverse background of the board members and to benefit such efforts and all those opportunities to capture in the future. What is your recommendations for our best practice board? How to take a look into consideration of the diverse background of the members of the board?
Definitely, the diversity is a very important part for an effective board composition. When we look over board composition, you can see on one hand, we have the board members with quite diverse professional backgrounds from the, say, financial area, from the business area, from the also academic area. Then we can make sure we can capture the perspectives from different angles. On the other hand, given that we are operating in many markets around the world, then we also have this diversity in terms of the country, regions, the cultural backgrounds, and also the gender and age diversity. This can also help us to gain their insights about the dynamics in different markets where we operate. As just mentioned, we are in the consumer goods industry. This kind of local market and the local consumer insights are so important to us. And we need to know very, very well the perspectives from them, given this diverse background of our board members.
From your conversations with other members of the board, either within your company or outside your company, what are those mostly discussed topic regarding the comparatively new skill sets that the board need to bring into for the years to come?
The first is definitely the business acumen, to really have strong business sense of future market kind of opportunities and also consumer development trends in those markets where we operate. And second is the very strong sense of risk management. For the years to come, I would only expect the risk level in various areas to only to go up. This kind of risk awareness is very critical for a board member to have, and also to come up with sensible and feasible solutions to handle those risks. And thirdly is people management capability, because We are now operating in 16 markets with the colleagues from different age group, country, regions, and cultural backgrounds. The board members need to be open-minded and also be experienced dealing with the people with such different background types. Then can be very effective to bring them together, to get their inputs, to get them engaged for a common goal of the company's growth going forward.
From our conversations with all the senior executives on the board, one thing that's very common is everybody is considering how to further build the muscle of the board to cope with all the opportunities and the challenges in the coming years. And if any kind of suggestion, advice you would share with your peers sitting on the board, what are the key elements that can build the muscle further for the board?
I have two pieces of advice, right? So first is really for board as the key decision making body of the company, we need to really set the company's mission, vision, and values right. And we need to be the role model to walk the talk, to really carry out this kind of the mission, vision, and the values for the company. And make sure that, say, every day we do, every decision we make are well in line with that overall, the goal and the principles. This is the first thing. And second, I would like all the board members to be open-minded. As just mentioned, we cannot be knowledgeable of everything. And especially these days, with the fast-growing consumer needs and the fast development of cutting-edge technologies, we need to also stay hungry, stay foolish, to learn the new things so that we can also give a valid, sensible outputs and advices to the management team to carry out effective strategies going forward.
Thank you for sharing with us your insight comments. Thank you so much, Jason.
Thanks, Grace, for your time.